The 260 is a very versatile balloon. Hey, it doesn't just make balloon animals. There's all kinds of things that you can make with a 260. Now, you can see that I ballooned this balloon up all the way. Now, we wanted to let a little bit of the air out to release some of the tension. Now, did you notice how I held it down here and I let some of the air out of the top? Not only does that release some tension, it gives me a little bit more nozzle to tie my knot with. And while we're talking about knots, I'm going to show you another way of doing it. If you put the nozzle between your two fingers, and see how my thumb is held down there? You can bring the knot around behind your thumb, behind the balloon, and up to where your fingers are. Grab it with your thumb and your forefinger and pull it through. Doesn't get any quicker than that, gang. But once we have the balloon tied, we're going to make a little loop. And we're going to take the two bubbles at the end and twist them like that. See, we did make two bubbles. You just couldn't see them the first time. Now we have a nice loop. Now we're going to use this loop to make a heart. What we're going to do is we're going to find the top of our loop and we're going to tuck it down so that it comes into the middle. All right, very easily done. Just reach down and grab it with your hand at the bottom of the balloon. And we're going to take your other hand and do right above it. And we're squeezing the air out. Oh, squeeze that air out there. And gently let it flow back in. And we're going to create a nice little heart. Okay, it's a big heart, but it's pretty spiffy stuff. And I know what you're wondering. Is this the only way that you can tie the balloon end together? We're going to show you something real quick in just a second. Now, I would briefly like to go back to the loop that we made when we began our heart. And the one that I just recently showed you, we had two bubbles on the bottom. This is perfectly fine, and it moves things along nice and smoothly. But a lot of people don't like loose ends. So I'm going to show you another way to make your loop. And this will be helpful in other designs. We're going to inflate another balloon, only this time we're going to leave a little bit of tail on the end. As usual, we're going to burp our balloon. Geez, I wonder why they call it a burp, huh? And we're going to take the little tail that's left over and the nozzle, bring the two together, and then tie the knot. Notice I didn't tie the nozzle first, then tie it to the tail, because we're trying to do things as quickly as we can. And now we've created a loop without the bubbles on the end. Still very similar. The same balloon we can tuck under, just like we made our other heart. Give it a little squeeze, let the air back out. We have another heart very similar to the one that we had earlier, only it doesn't have the two little bubbles on the end. Isn't that nice? All right, now, hearts are great by themselves, but they're a lot more fun when we can put some animals on them. We have two great animals that we've worked on already, our balloon bear and our balloon dog. Wait till you see what they look like attached to our little balloon heart. We're going to start with the bear, because quite frankly, he's the cutest. And we're going to make his little head, as we have so many times before. Now, once we get to this point, we're going to pick up our heart and we're just going to loop around and lock twist it right there. And you can see how he starts to hang on up there. And we're going to give him a body, and we're just going to loop around one more time and use his tail to lock things in. And there we have a nice little bear hanging on the heart. He's definitely an ooh-ah getter. Now, his other little buddy, the balloon dog, attaches the same way. We're going to make our head on our balloon dog, just like that. Loop him around. And we're going to go down to his body, loop around his tail, and get that little pom-pom right there. And we have a balloon dog or a balloon bear on our hearts. Aren't they sweet?